Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about the importance of case studies. The origin of case studies have their basis and foundation in the APA writing style under the guise of the narrative essay. As the name conveys, the narrative essay tells a story. Many people in content creation use the term the art of storytelling. It's also used in digital marketing as well, the art of storytelling. So that's where the case study has its foundation. Students who know how to write narrative essays have the ability and the skill and the mindset to write case studies. People that have studied the APA writing style guide and have done it successfully have the ability to create case studies. Let's look at this a little bit further as I follow my notes. The reader, when reading a case study, can see the situation from a different perspective. I'll repeat that. When the reader is reading a case study, they can see the situation from a different perspective, or you can use the word another angle. As the proverb says, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. So case studies, they're important. Now let's talk about why they're important. They're important because your most compelling content goes inside where? Your sales funnel. It's vitally important to remember. And also, it increases the conversion rate. Anyone in business loves that. That's excitement right there. That's yay, kudos, 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 because our conversion rate is increasing, which does what? Increases revenue. Vitally important. Why else is it important? It guides the reader through the decision phase or journey. Everyone in a buying journey has to make sound and quality decisions. So by you telling a story, it influences them, it impacts them on their decision making. It also shows potential solutions and vendors that you can reference. You can reference vendors, in case studies because it's going to show that. Now, how long are case studies? It's best to pack a lot into a small amount of space. Again, the length depends on certain problems, situations, and the best way to convey the solutions is to pack the most concise, succinct summary, which is done the least amount of words and the least amount of times. Hemingway was known for doing this in his writing, and he's still known. Neil Patel has adopted a writing style with one sentence paraphrases and sometimes one word. He coined that from Hemingway, and it's very powerful as well. It helps the reader to scan the page and pick up that information because your eyes go this way. That's how they scan. Now, how long is another question. How long is the case study supposed to be? Mr. Ellis, tell us. Well, it can be at various lengths. Again, you need to say the most succinct and important points in the least amount of space and time. Now, some people use a longer version, PDF version, and an in-depth in their website content. So that's important to remember. Now, where do I put them? Is another question you may wonder. Where do I put a case study after it's written? Anywhere you desire on that page, a landing page, anywhere on the website, because the new leads see how dynamic your business is, and they see how you're dynamic at driving revenue and results for your current customers. You want to show, like Herbie Hancock's song says, actual proof. We know the phrase, the proof is in the pudding. Well, case studies do that. They show the proof inside the pudding. It's written there before them, so it's undeniable. And that's what you want to do. Another thing you need to realize is the format. Again, back to the APA writing style. You have to write a thesis statement, which becomes your title of a case study or headline. And in the APA writing style, you have to have an outline or a format. Point one, point B, AB2, and things of that nature. So you need a format. First of all, there's your introduction. Just like in an essay, there's an intro. You hear it in boxing. Introducing boxer so-and-so and boxer so-and-so. The introduction, the beginning. So this sets the stage for the situation as you provide the content. Very important. Next, you have the challenge. And in digital marketing, we know them as the pain points. What challenges or problems is the company facing that you're going to solve in the least amount of time with the most effective strategies to get the best results? That's the solution, which I just said. A basic overview of your product or services that's going to get the best results. Then you have your benefits, which shows value. Again, it's like jadeite, which can go up to $1 million. It's not jade, it's jadeite. It is green. It's jadeite, it's a precious gem. It's like putting a piece of jadeite in the midst of a bag of nickels and quarters. What's going to stand out? The jadeite. You want the case study to stand out. So that person says this individual or this company, meaning you, is providing an outline of my challenges and giving me solid solutions for my pain points and addressing them properly. Okay? So another thing are the results. What's the proof? What's it all about, Alfie? The song said. The results. You want the results to show up. And that's a positive business outcome coming from the solutions and the benefits. So it's just like any other product. You want to know, how is it going to benefit you as the client? And as the content creator, you need to make sure that you're clear and it's simple, but yet highly effective. Now, how do you write a case study? First of all, you have to ask your client's approval. You can't just write it. You have to have your client's permission. And if they want to remain anonymous, you have to honor that request because there's ethics in business. And the more they can trust you, the more credibility you add to yourself, or to your company, and your organization. So now, before, again, you mentioned the problem, the pain points, the challenges. You have to introduce the client, introduce the company, and introduce the major decision makers. It's better known as introduce the key players. Who are the key players? It's mentioned in basketball. It's mentioned in football. Who's the key players? So you want to mention them. Remember, it's the art of storytelling. It's a narrative. It's a written narrative. That's vitally important to remember. During the solution, you want to define or analyze or pick apart the problem and present as an offering solid and actionable answers. I refer back to my martial arts training. I practice 4 to 5 days a week, at least an hour, sometimes more. And I always define a scene, a situation, a problem. And after I define it, I use various strategies as a solution. for every offensive move the attacker does towards me, I have to have 6 or more defensive and offensive strategies to attack his attack, to neutralize it, to get the proper results so that I go home safe and sound to my family and do what I need to do. Okay? Just want to emphasize that. Then there's after the results. You need to discuss a happy ending. We see it in movies all the time. We love happy endings. And that's an important piece of the case studies. It needs to be a happy ending there. Okay? Get a quote. Personify the protagonist. Include the vendor. Include the client and the company's quotes throughout your story. And I'm going to give 2 examples in a minute. The only villain, remember this, the only villain inside the case study is the problem. The company's not the villain. The vendor's not the villain. The decision makers are not the villain. I don't care how many mistakes they may have made. We all make them because we're human. The only villain is the problem. So keep that in mind. Keep that focus. So you want to do that. You want to show how their product or service has been implemented successfully by the customer, and it generates new ideas of illustrating theories that can help show different aspects of a person's life or a product or a service and how they're relevant to one another. Also, you want to use compelling graphics. Remember the old proverb, a picture is worth 1,000 words. You want to use skyscraper photography. You can use color blocks. You can use strong contrast, hero shots. Have plenty of data inside the case study. That's your stats. That's your graphs. Going back again to the study of psychology. We use graphs. We have to put in a lot of stats. We had a whole crash course. When I say crash, a crash course in statistics, which made my head spin. But now I understand the use of it in content creation and content strategy. It falls under the guise of quantitative analysis or quantitative evaluation. It's analyzing and dissecting it piece by piece, detail by detail, and getting to the end of the road, boom, helping with a solution, answering questions with that data. Now, the 2 examples I talked about previously are this. The company Adobe helped out Royal Bank of Scotland. The Royal Bank of Scotland had a problem. The problem was they were fostering data-driven decision-making. That was the problem. What were the results of the case study? Listen, 20% of the conversions improved internally. Communications improved. Faster optimization reduction of content management footprint. Those were the results. 20% increase on the conversions. That's good. Improved internal communications, which means there was less strife and drama in the office. Things flowed smooth as butter. You can tell I'm excited about this. I'm passionate about what I do. It's all good, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Anyhow, back to the point. The reduction of content management footprint. You have to have humor when you do this too, I love doing this. I love it. Now, the other example is BrightEdge. They helped out Stanley in 2015. And the problem was this. Stanley had pieced together or consolidated 2 separate brand web properties into one site. The process needed to mitigate traffic disruption, to improve traffic, and to increase organic search results. Sounds like Google stuff, right? Lead generation, grow organic traffic, increase your revenue, conversion rates. That's very important. So this was a serious problem. Now, what were the results? The results were this: 40%, that's awesome, of the keywords from Stanley ranked on the first page of organic results. First page. So they ranked higher with Google. That's every business's dream. They want that to come true. You want that for your client. And also, check this out. They had 100%, not 50, not 30, not 80, not 90, 100% lift in revenue. That means show me the money, more money, more money, more money, more money, more money, more money. Look at those results of the case study with Bright Edge and Stanley and Adobe and Royal Bank of Scotland. You can look these up online. So I always enjoy giving you this information. Again, my purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower you to take action. Remember, you're a person of action. You're not a procrastinator. You're not a quitter. You have grown in persistence, and you will continue to grow in persistence in writing case studies. Remember, get the client's permission. And if they want to remain anonymous, you have to honor that, be ethical in your dealings. This is Michael Ellis coming to you once again with another teaching of content creation and content strategy to empower you to maximize your full potential. You can do this. Yes, you can. And you will. If you need further assistance or want to further discuss this subject or have some insight to add to my knowledge, text me at 203-812-9082 and text the words case study help. That's text the words case study help. My cell number again is area code 203-812-9082. I live to give and I love to learn. So you can give me some feedback and enlighten me. God bless you. Take care for now. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.